Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, Kerbal. We are back with Kerbal Space Program 1.2 pre-release, Trent's Research Center career. We need to think of a different name. That is ridiculously long. I believe where we left off was just before the launch of the Greenstone 1. And there it is. Double check my stuff. Yeah, thrust limiter. I honestly think that might be a little much. Let's knock that down. About there. 60% I think should be. Okay, 60.5. Buttheads. Check my drogue chutes. Check my main chute. Good. Comms, science, larger fuel tank. And the reason why I switched out my larger fuel tank, I know I didn't say it before, is because this thing has to actually circularize the orbit and deorbit. And I'm not sure exactly how high the main stack will get me. But I do believe we have the contract, achieve orbit. So, let us begin. Save it, launch it. Ooh. Unable to launch. 18 tons, 19.17 tons. Well, alright. Let's real quick fix this. For 60 grand. Look at that. Still have a whole bunch of cash, excuse me. While we're at it. You know what? I don't have any planes. I probably won't make planes for a while. Now we can launch. Who's piloting? Should Jebediah be the first man in pilot, first Kerbal in pilot, or should I make Orbit? Why did I say pilot? Or should I make Valentina the first Kerbal in orbit? You know what? For the sake of Jeb being the first in a lot of things, we will make Valentina the first Kerbal in orbit. Oh, loading screens. Love the music. Alright, SAS. We don't have to worry about the throttle meter, because we are solid fuel for now. Now again, I rotate my rockets, so all I have to do is hit the W key after hitting space. Look at that. That is beautiful. I much prefer taking off at this speed than, you know, just blarg, I'm already up to, you know, velocities of ridiculousness. Now, at 2,000 meters, because I'm going to show you my launch curve, my gravity turn, I start turning. There we go. Now, the idea is I want to be about halfway between here and 45 degrees at about 10K. At 45 degrees, I want to be there, where this 90 is, at about 20K. So now I'm just going to follow my prograde marker. Sort of. I'm going to force it down a little bit. That would be solid flea or hammers, excuse me. There we go. Now here, look at that. At 50K apoaps. There we go. Knock that down. We're going to knock this down a little bit because this thing is very OP for the size of rocket we've got. And burn. Look at that, see? Already. So we're going to throttle it back because we can. At 60K apoaps, we're going to aim horizontal. The reason why is we're trying to make orbit now, so I don't think we're actually going to make it. We're already extremely limited on fuel and nowhere near orbit. So it's looking like the freaking hammers are not going to be enough. I was hoping they would be. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to use two backs on the side of... Yep. Not even suborbital. Well, we lost some cash on that, but whatever. It's not even worth really doing science on at this point. Ooh, maybe not. Upper atmosphere. I'll keep that. I'll take it. Can't EVA all that well without, you know, possibly losing Valentina. Sorry, Val. You were going to be the first Kerbal in orbit, and you still will once we make the adjustments to the craft. Well, there is a reason why we call it the Research Center, and, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a dub over. It's Kerbal Space Program. Everything takes a long time in Kerbal Space Program, so we're going to dub over the long periods like this with the parachutes and the re-entries, stuff that takes a period of time that isn't necessarily necessary for the video, but showing that I still completed said things. Anyway, back to old me.
Why not? Oh, let's get something out of it, right? So, we really need to make orbit. Alright, different rules apply to different engines and how I set them up. I like setting my separators, sepatrons. No, those are engines. What are these? Yeah, whatever. I like setting them a little high. Now, the reason why is because they impart a force onto the force or part they're attached to. Okay, so these will blow out this way. Well, the center of mass for these are about here when they're empty. So it's going to kick out that way. This is going to kick in a little bit, but whatever. The idea. Ooh, you know what? I might not be able to do that because I normally would strut the bottom of this to prevent wobble. Alright, well, let's do it about halfway and deal with it. Alright, aerodynamics. There. Good. There is no other way to do this currently. Alright, so we know that this is only good for circularizing the orbit. This is... we're going to go with 50. This is 60. I want to increase it just a little bit to give me that extra little bit of oomph. There we go. Now, you know what? It was fine at 60.5. So this is going to be 50. This is 60.5. Some weird highlighting for a second. Alright. I believe we're at our max capacity for max capability. I could always do something weird with, you know, these boosters at 100%, and then I have another set of boosters on the sides that do what these boosters will do, and then I'll have this booster as the main. I can make it as very complicated. So we're going to keep this greenstone one, because the original greenstone one just doesn't work. There's a whole bunch of ways we can do differently, but we're going to do it this way because this is just what I know. Well, that was a great test. I'm going to increase the oh, that's cool. I've seen that before. We're going to increase the thrust. Apparently I was very wrong. There. Well, there is a reason why there's research in my company's name here. We're always doing research. It's always learning something new. I can even go a little higher on the thrust limiter. There is a point where you throttle down too much. I believe the ideal for me is about 1.3 thrust weight ratio. Unfortunately, I don't have engineer or MechJeb to tell me these things. As far as which is better, I think they both have their uses. They are both made by very intelligent authors. There we go. Alright. Now why do I wait to ignite my second or my center stack? Well, for two reasons. It isn't necessary to launch it or set it off immediately. As it's a solid booster, I can't control my overall speed while it's burning either. So if I wait a bit, I actually slow down a bit, which is necessary because, again, we don't want to fight the atmosphere on the way up. And it's just a comfortable feeling for me, I guess. I don't know. Alright, 50K. I should be already nosed out. Atmosphere's fighting me hard. Alright, that is much better. So now, look at that. 70K, remember, is orbit speeds. So, this is also regenerating my liquid. Yeah, there we go. We're going to go up to about 74. And we are going to drift comfortably. This should actually drop me to about 74 even, 73 and a half at the most.
I'll give you a guess. I not enough fuel in the upper stage, not enough delta V total. Try again.
Alright, so we need at least double the fuel up here. We need to increase this a bit more, especially now that we have extra fuel. Same goes for this. I'm going to lift this up. Excuse me. You know, I said I didn't want to do anything weird. Well, we're going to do something weird. Because we are running out of options. Okay. So we're going to come over here and grab the decoupler. There. The general gist of what I'm about to do is these two are going to fire first. Okay. They are set to full throttle. Okay. Hopefully this is enough to get the whole thing off the pad. Once these run out, right here, they're going to get decoupled. And these two are immediately going to fire. And then the rest will go as you've seen before. Hopefully, I say that a lot, hopefully this will be enough. If not, we'll do a suborbital hop to the pole and get a bunch of science. And unlock some more stuff. And then be fine. Hey, hey, look at that. It's almost like I planned it. The problem is now that this capsule does not have a lot of torque on its reaction. So gravity turn is going to be a nightmare. But that's okay. Yeah, look at that warp.
Well, as I said at this point, it's a launch you've seen before. It was smoother, cleaner, and in my opinion, it was pretty efficient. So as far as early launches go, I disabled my SAS to conserve electric charge, though as I find out, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, we're not dropping a lot of altitude. This will be very, very, very close shave orbit, but it will be an orbit. I am almost positive of that. In fact, to the point where I'm going to stage now. We're getting really close. Set. I'm just going to keep the apoaps just ahead of me. Look at that. My apoaps became my periaps. And my periaps is way up there. That was a very efficient launch. That was exactly what was necessary. In fact, I actually have enough fuel for some small orbital maneuvers. But we have made orbit. World firsts. World first mark. Blah, 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 blah. We have entered orbit for 3 science. 31,000. Contract complete. Orbit Kerbal. Contract permit. Oh, look at that. So, now that we're in orbit, open my science stuff. Observe mystery goo. Well, yeah, because we've already, on our suborbital hop, done all this, but I don't care. That is orbital data. Crew report. Yep, keeping it anyway. Can't EVA yet. But Valentina, you are the first. We are going to turn on that light. Disable SAS. Oh. We should do, while we still have communications, Now we're going to use this engine as an APU, just a little bit, just so I can have a little extra energy. Review data. Irrelevant. Well, it turns out that even a fully charged pod does not have enough electricity to even broadcast the science that comes from the pressure mat barometer. So all these orbital maneuvers and all that turned out to be completely a waste of time, which is okay. I mean, that's the whole point of the Trent's Research Center, is to do research so you don't have to. Otherwise, I ditched the science, standard re-entry. You know, it is what it is. You learn some every time. Could be worse. So yeah, what we end up doing, we did end up unlocking enough science for the batteries, which is always good. We have 78 science. And Valentina reached level 1 now. Yay, we can unlock something. First things first, actually, we're going to unlock batteries. That way, we can transmit stuff. And we also get more science. High gain antennas. And our first probe core. Which, you know, that doesn't really do anything for me. That one, anyway. I won't use probes until about... which one? Where? Ah, yeah, here. I might use the hex, too. But we're a ways away from... Although, if I get satellite contracts with this one, the Octo, then I might start doing some satellites. Especially since we also get solar panels. So we're going to unlock that. That leaves us at 33.4% science, or points of science. I think the next one we're going to unlock is going to be this one. Why? Because the Terrier. The Terrier is lighter than the Swivel. It's more fuel efficient in space, and we get this nice little tank. As far as this one's concerned, I don't care. I don't ever use the Thud. I don't think I've used the Thud for anything. This, however, I use a lot. I will use this on the 2.5 meter, the size 2. This pod, I will use this engine. That's how important it is to me. So we're going to... Yeah, alright. We're gonna go from here. We got batteries. So we're gonna do a science-only mission. I don't care about a contract right now. Although I should, because that's money. Test. Screw all of this. Give me something else. Huh. Well, I'll take that anyway for now. Nope. 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 That will take. Nope. Nope. Oh well, we'll do that. Science. contract. We've got the Explore the Moon one only because, yeah. Alright, so what we got here? We got fuel tanks, nothing's changed. Engines, nothing has changed. But our science payload has. So we're going to do a new greenstone rocket. Awesome. Thermal, I'm used to it being under aerodynamics. I like this change. It's easier to find things, but at the same time, it's going to take some getting used to. It is what it is. And with that, we aren't going to use the service module again. This is a science run. So, fuel tanks. Because this worked well for us last time, we're going to do the same thing. Wait until I get the frickin' Terrier. There. And batteries. We're going to use 4 batteries. And hope that that's enough. Alright, there's our ridiculously large service module to a very relatively small pod. Hey, can't wait until I get to the larger parts. Alrighty, now we're going to go back to engines. We're going to put her back there. We're going to crank this up to, I believe it was at 60 or something like that. We're going to crank it up just a little bit. No, we're not. 65. Alright, now we're going to do our weird but very successful lower stage. One of the things I'm liking about not having mods is the fact that this is all trial and error. It brings some of the adventure back. You know, before I just look at it and go, oh yeah, you know, I can just do this. You know. The charts for make a big deal, but TRC Greenstone 1.5 for science. Rotate it, save, and as last time, we will launch this next episode. Until then, fly safe.